It's another edition of the 41 Jobs Podcast. And that is a walk-up music request by Ryan Scott, the great TribeTV broadcaster who's only a sophomore in high school. And we're going to talk to him about all the stuff he does for TribeTV. And he also is an athlete at Mississinawa High School, and we're going to talk about that too.
Yoder will go back to Horton, goes Ulrich. Ulrich will look, swing it, and will move the ball around. Trey Miles will go Hayden Ulrich. Hayden Ulrich will go to Anthony Horton. Anthony Horton, spin move up, and it will be a foul.
Crafty moves there from Horton. Ball be placed under the basket. Swanner will take it out.
Swanner will take it out of bounds. Calling Yoder. To Landon Swanner.
And that's just a snippet of what he's done. If you would have realized the schedule he's kept the last couple years doing this, you'd blow your mind. So hopefully he gives us some insight on that. All right, the 41 Jobs Podcast. I got Ryan Scott here, broadcaster, student, athlete at Mississinawa High School. Hey, Ryan, how we doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, would you happen to know how many sports broadcasts you've done since you've been in high school for TribeTV? Do you know offhand?
Yeah, I only keep track of varsity games for us, but right now I'm at 153 broadcasts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because, I mean, you start as a freshman, and they really didn't have anybody to do it other than Dalton Bishop, who's already graduated. You pretty much do it all the time by yourself. I know sometimes you take a night off and other people step in for you, but most of the time you cover about volleyball, football, maybe some soccer. Have you done soccer?
I have done a few soccer, yeah.
And you do mainly football, basketball, a little bit of soccer, and you do girls and boys softball and baseball, or no?
Yeah, we do. I usually stick to the baseball side of things, and Dalton usually does the softball side of things, but we don't have Dalton anymore. But he comes, he comes back and forth whenever he can. Yeah,
that's what's bad about me. This year hadn't been good for me to help you out, but I've really missed doing it with you, and I wish I had more time to do it because I love doing it, and I love listening to you guys do it, you and Riley, and you mostly. If I have a chance and it's on, I try to watch. I've even watched old games that you've done. So especially the Marion games like basketball and football, they're crazy exciting.
Yeah, it's crazy to go back and look when you first start a broadcast from your career and until now. It's just crazy to see how much things change.
Yeah, I know you're probably – what else do you do besides broadcast and get the equipment ready for the night's broadcast? Like at school, what are you responsible for TribeTV also, like during the day?
Usually on game it's kind of hectic. I'm going all over the place. I'm contacting coaches, make sure I have stats right, I have an interview right. Especially on Friday nights in the fall for football is really the most busy time of the year because getting Coach Funk's interview, making sure all stats, but still for all sports it's still hectic. But it starts off, I get in there, I do some stats, I go up to make sure our other guys have everything set up for me, that my headset's all dialed in, and they do a really good job about that too. Well,
I don't see how you have time to do all this because it's crazy because you're on the tennis team, and you were very competitive at that, and you also golf, correct?
Yes, I do.
I don't know how you have time to do all this, but it blows my mind how much you do. Your dad told me some of the stuff that it blows my mind. I mean, it's amazing. You have the best on the job training of any person I would ever think of, including college. I was a college TCOM major and was interested in this type of stuff. I didn't do anything close to what you're doing now, and I don't even know if you want to pursue it for a career. But you have the best post or pre-college training of any broadcaster I've ever seen. And it's amazing.
Yeah, thanks. It all starts off with Brooks Holloway for all he's done for TribeTV, and that's really what got me into it. Is he came up to me one day and he's like, "Ryan, you want to start announcing for Mississinawa Athletics?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll give it a try." And here I am now. So all that credit goes to him for getting me started and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm kind of biased, but I watch a lot of basketball and football high school broadcasts if I'm sitting at home and I watch some of the games from the other areas and regions in Indiana, and like they have a lot of TV stations that do high school games, but it's adults doing it. It's not really kids doing it. I don't know if the kids are involved at all and behind the scenes, but the one big station that's up north, like in the region, I can't really. Maybe it's JOT or JOB, WJOB, but there's an internet station that does a lot of the games that are around the Gary area and Maryville and stuff. I think they're just adults doing it, and I'm amazed how this school is not a huge school, Mississinawa, and it's not the smallest either. But compared to the schools around, I don't think anybody that I can think of is doing anything close to like this. Does Blackford have a station and the adults do it, not the kids? Okay.
Yeah, it's called Blackford Sports Network. It's adults. Like you said, like a lot of schools, some schools do have what we do, but it's like students are doing the camera. They're not doing the announcing or the important stuff. They're just kind of behind the scenes, taking pictures or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing that amazes me about it, that you're so dedicated to it. I'm sure at times you're like, man, I need a break from this. And I'm sure after a while it gets a little bit tiring, and I bet it's hard to maintain a class, a school load responsibility, plus your own training for tennis and golf. And you're on a very, very good tennis program where you guys are pretty competitive. You guys travel, and you still seem to find time to do these games. I don't know how you make some of your tennis matches and make some of these games in the fall. And I know the winter is probably busier than heck because you're adding girls basketball and boys basketball, and there's a ton of events.
And especially right now, we're in the like dead straight right into the girls' IHSA sectional hosted at Mississinawa. So, I mean, that's been a crazy week, and it's still going on. And once that gets over with, it'll settle down for a few weeks, but then we'll get right into boys basketball sectional.
Yeah, and the thing is with you, now when you started it out, like when Brooks talked to you about starting broadcasting games, did you have any experience doing it before at all? Have you ever tried doing it at home, or you just jumped into it and started?
Yeah, it's funny because my family give me a hard time about this all the time. I have this little, I used to have this little ESPN mic that I would walk around the house announcing Kentucky basketball games with. So
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of always been, kind of in the back of my mind, but I'd never think I'd get to announce a high school, any type of high school sports.
And the cool thing is, I mean, I would think you have a leg up on a lot of people that even go to college for it. But even if you don't choose that for a career, and you had another career on the side, you could still do this as a job. I think you would be very, very highly qualified for any local radio station or internet station to broadcast games if you get the stats and you know the people and you get the the information that provide. I don't think it'd be difficult for you at all to do this, for the rest of your life. You're really, really good at it. I'm impressed. And how old are you? You're not very old.
No, I'm 17 right now. So.
And are you a sophomore?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. And you still got a couple more years to go. Are you going to continue this? Keep working?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's busy, but we'll continue it. But I like to be busy. I don't like to.
That's good.
Stand around and do nothing during the day. I'm always on my feet, and that's what I like.
That's great. I'm glad you enjoy it. And something else that I thought was really neat, I remember you guys fly those drones for TribeTV, and you get over the football field, and it's amazing. I'm getting on another subject here. My ADHD is coming out, but it seems like that is so still and so professional, the equipment you guys have. It's ridiculous because sometimes your stream is wonderful and the graphics are wonderful. I know internet doesn't work great all the time, and I don't think that's on you guys, but it's amazing sometimes the stream that gets broadcast over, because that's live and that's a lot of data running through the internet. I'm surprised sometimes how good it is.
Yeah, for sure. And it all falls back on our school system providing us with all the great equipment we have, the DJI drone that we have, the 4K cameras that we have, everything that makes a stream run, a broadcast run. It all comes to the school system for allowing us to have all this great equipment.
And I've told you before, like I have friends that I went to high school with or people I'm acquaintance with. They always text me and call me, hey, is Miss Senowal going to stream the games? And you guys don't do all the away games. And I got all kinds of people text me on Friday and Saturday nights going, is there a stream tonight? Is there a stream tonight? And I usually kind of know if you guys are or not. And sometimes I text you and ask you, but it's amazing how many people want to see it. I mean, even people didn't go to Mrs. Senowal. They went to Madison Grant or Oak Hill or Eastbrook, and they still want to see it because it's just nice to see local sports because we used to have that available. We had a channel, I think the Sunnycrest Baptist Church channel, they used to do local high school games just maybe on a Saturday or Friday night between just local teams. And that was really nice to have. And sometimes IWU, they used to do it. I don't know if they do it much anymore, but it's really nice that you guys do it. And people get spoiled thinking, well, all the teams are getting represented on the stream. No, just Miss Senowal versus somebody else. And I know sometimes you guys do more. I noticed today that I was looking at the streams, and you guys did the other girl games, the other girls' sectional games that are being hosted at Miss Senowal, right? Like you guys were doing the other games. Did you guys announce it or just show it?
Yeah, we had a full announcing crew. We honestly had a full crew for a game that wasn't even ours. We had our computer engineer, we had our graphics engineer there. Brooks Holloway was there. I mean, everybody that usually is at a Mrs. Senowal versus, let's say, Miss Senowal versus Eastbrook game, they were there working a stream for not even our team that is playing.
Wow. That's amazing because I bet those other schools, once word gets out or if word has already spread the last 2 years that, hey, man, we might be on Tribe TV, people are going to really enjoy that, especially elderly people or disabled people who can't get out. They can sit there and support their team and watch great high school basketball because there's a lot of networks in Indiana, but really not very many in our area. There's a lot in Indy and a lot in northern Indiana, but there's not much south of Fort Wayne and north of Indy other than you guys, from what I know, other than maybe, like you said, the Blackford TV network and stuff like that. But other than that, there's not much to choose from. So you guys, it's too bad you guys, I know it's a public school program and it's probably not for profit, but it's too bad you guys couldn't profit on advertisement because it's a pretty good product out there that you guys are producing. I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, thanks. And like going back to what you said about everybody wanting us to do away games, believe it or not, an away game is harder to get ready for than a home game, just simply because we have to pack all the equipment up and everything like that. So we try to make as many road games as we can.
Yeah, I mean, it's great when you guys can. It's neat that you guys do it, but I kind of understand there are limits to time, and you guys put in a full, Brooks pulls in a full schedule at work, and you pull in a full schedule as a student and an athlete, and help your dad with baseball. I see you everywhere. Yeah, it's amazing.
I literally live on a tennis court, live on a basketball court, or live on a baseball field.
Yeah, and it's amazing. You still golf.
Yeah,
and you're pretty decent golfer and tennis player. And didn't you and Riley, were you guys doubles partners?
Yeah, Riley Fuqua and I, and it's kind of funny because he is my color analyst at some games. So
yeah,
we're double color analysts.
Yeah, I've actually got him on that broadcast. You can hear a snippet of him at the beginning of this, of him doing a broadcast with you, because that's one of the few students you've actually gotten to convince to help you out a little bit. Now, I'm kind of surprised more kids don't, but a lot of people are afraid to get on a mic. I mean, it takes a lot to do it.
I used to be deathly afraid to get on a mic, but now, I mean, like you and I can get on a mic, in our sleep and do it. It's just natural.
Yeah, and it takes a little bit, though, because the first time I was ever in a radio station booth and I was supposed to talk to an audience, I couldn't do it. And I was told that that's very possible that you would freeze up and not be able to talk. I was shaking and couldn't even speak. But once I got over that hump, I'm not afraid of talking to anybody, and being a teacher and a coach, can't really be afraid to talk to people. And it's amazing how well you do your job, because a lot of sports is live, and you don't know what you're going to say next because you don't know where the ball's going to go.